Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and of course I was going to make a video about GTA 6. Now ladies and gentlemen, to understand, I know that I missed the boat. This whole thing started like 2 days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockstar Games posts quite possibly one of the biggest social media posts in the world. You know what they do? They just show this beautiful artwork of palm trees, 3 birds in the background. Trailer 1, Tuesday, December 5th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, of course, I'm going to be making a video when this trailer drops because, as you all know, I am a GTA mega fan, okay? I love Grand Theft Auto. I love stealing cars. I love committing... Actually, that's a bad clip. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Grand Theft Auto. It's an absolutely brilliant franchise, and I don't play this just necessarily for the story. I play this just for the immersion, okay? Part of me loves driving around cities as a relaxing, thing. Like, some of the older gameplay footage I use for creepypastas and haunted gaming used to literally be black and white footage of me driving in a rainy night in Los Santos. And it was a great time. That's like immersion for me, okay? First person mode, late night driving, super relaxing. And then what I love about GTA is picking up an AK-47 and going to town on the virtual denizens of the city that I'm in and getting all the way up to that 6-star wanted rating and just seeing how long I can survive. It's tradition as old as time. Obviously, there's a storyline somewhere, and I enjoy them, but I just love the open world nature. Now, to get down with it, GTA 6 is already prepped to be the most hyped game in history. More hyped than Cyberpunk 2077. More hyped than GTA 5, Red Dead 2. I mean, they haven't even fucking posted a trailer. And we've got everyone in gaming journalism and like the internet just like hyping up the release of the teaser trailer for a game. Back in the day, this stuff used to just drop on the internet and like it blew people away. But I am fairly certain that when Tuesday hits, YouTube is going to get such a spike in traffic that they probably have never seen it before. Porn sites are going to lose viewership for a few minutes because of this trailer. Ladies and gentlemen, to understand, GTA 6 is already building hype, and it's already been leaked, okay? Like, a couple of years ago, well, not a couple of years ago, a year, 2 years almost, there was a massive leak of GTA 6 footage, which I'm sure some of you all remember. I covered it. And they actually showcased the game with its 2 protagonists, Jason and Lucia, which is like this Bonnie and Clyde relationship. And they were in Vice City, all right? Literally, this was like an hour plus of footage where like you got to see parts of the city. You got to see them stick up a diner and see how every individual NPC was freaking out. The police system involved cops surrounding the diner and like squatting up. So clearly the AI was upgraded. Clearly everything's out there. So ladies and gentlemen, to give you an idea of the new GTA 6 leaks, it's actually pretty dang convincing. Now here you're looking at a bunch of blur TikTok simply because I don't know if these leaks are real or not. There has been actual discussion that Rockstar has been DMCAing leaks, but I don't know if that's even true because there is actually a real GTA leak in this that still hasn't been taken down, even though that tons of people have watched it. But generally the idea of this leak, if I can just do a dramatic recreation with GTA 5's Rockstar editor, I can show you this is the leak, okay? Literally, it was just a shot of the downtown area of Vice City, allegedly, with the camera panning around like this. Bonus points for having it recorded off screen, kind of blurry, kind of laggy. It did actually have the same debug markers that the previous legitimate leaked footage had, and it also, ladies and gentlemen, to understand, a few people looked at the downtown area and compared it to the previous leaks, and it feels like it's actually legitimate. The visual layout of the game, the actual graphics in this beta footage matched the lighting from Red Dead Redemption 2, and the clouds actually matched the clouds from Red Dead Redemption 2. So there's a reason to believe that the Rockstar engine was used here, like the Rage engine, the updates that would be in Red Dead 2 showed pretty well in this version of the development footage. Now, to understand, it's not confirmed, and there's been a few more, I guess you could say, descriptions on it. Like, for instance, there's apparently 3 main cities in the game, which is awesome if true. That's all I would want. and 5 small towns, which again, if you look at the leaked like maps, or I guess the mapping projects that the community has made, it kind of matches up closely to one where they have this lake in the middle with Lake Leonida and like Vice City, Port Gellhorn, and all these other like locations that are allegedly in the game. Again, no real proof. There was apparently footage of like a supercar driving, but it was obviously fake because I've played GTA 5 enough times to recognize every single goddamn street, more than my own fucking city, as sad as it sounds. So there's some leaks that obviously I can pretty much isolate and figure out. Now, what kind of breeds some legitimacy into these leaks is apparently the leaks came from the son or the son's friend of Aaron Garbutt. And if you don't know who Aaron Garbutt is currently the co-studio head of Rockstar North, which might as well be main Rockstar, because he's been working on this franchise since literally Grand Theft Auto 3 all the way up to the most recent updates in Grand Theft Auto Online. And again, he's also worked on Red Dead Redemption 2 and a bunch of other Rockstar IPs, like Manhunt, which will never see the light of day. So clearly there is some, there seems to be some validity. Now, I joked that maybe this guy's going to lose his job, but obviously nobody's going to fire a co-studio head. If anything, his kid is going to get yelled at, and if it's one thing to really discuss, it's how much clout has overtaken the brain cells of the average teenager, because why would you ever risk your dad's career at all just for some TikTok likes? Get out of here. You're not even getting paid for it. And even if you were, it's just a degenerate thing to do. Just wait 2 days for a trailer to come out, and then everyone in the world will see it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was some of the new leaks that dropped, and while they seem pretty convincing, I'm personally waiting for legal action from Rockstar Games. Remember, if you want to confirm a leak is true, just wait for the company to strike it down to the nether regions. I mean, when you got a whole ass wiki of fake GTA screenshots, like for instance, this one right here. This is not a real GTA 4 screenshot, obviously. And of course, this one is probably the most infamous one. I don't know why I ever believed that this girl holding a fucking mace was walking around this Driver 3 ass render of GTA and then just like bashing people in. And of course, this screenshot, which I'm sure most people could probably think was maybe this might have some reality to it, Rockstar had to come out themselves and say, yeah, it was fake, okay? But the other unconfirmed rumors, but that are kind of listed out there, is apparently like Vice City is like 2 times the size of Los Santos, and they've got 3 major cities with 4 sub-cities, or like smaller towns, and of course a large lake in the middle. So again, there's a few maps that resemble it, so I'm not taking this like to heart. Obviously, nobody can confirm it. If I don't see the leaks, like if I don't see the whole map of Vice City, I don't believe it necessarily. But it really goes into like what I expect and kind of hope out of it. I really hope, obviously, the city is bigger than Los Santos. Remember, GTA 5 was built on literal PlayStation 3 360 hardware. And to this day, no matter how much you update or expand and enhance it, it's still built on those old bones. So obviously, Los Santos and the world can only be they can only make it so dense in a way. They can only update it so much before the cracks start to show. So obviously, GTA 6, I expect the map to be bigger. I actually do expect them to have multiple cities. Like recently, I've been playing through San Andreas, and I absolutely can just straight up say it feels genuinely larger than other GTA games, just by the purpose of having Los Santos, San Fierro, Las Venturas in one map with a bunch of like, deserts and like, greenery to like drive through. So obviously, even if the map is not larger from a technical perspective, it feels larger when you have multiple different cities to go to. One of the big downsides for me with GTA 5 was literally having just one city in a whole stretch of land that really didn't serve a whole lot of gameplay purpose. So I really hope Vice City, or at least the state of Florida in the game, is fleshed out. And that's really all that I hope out of GTA 6. I'm sure that we'll see close to what the game is offering on Tuesday in terms of like the graphics. That's what we expect to see. Rockstar, whenever they show the graphics for their video games, it's like never a downgrade. Seriously, go back and look at the original GTA 4 trailer, the original 5, the original Red Dead, hell, the original 3 Vice City San Andreas, and you'll probably find out very quickly that what they show in those trailers is pretty much what to expect visually. So I expect to see what the game is going to look like graphics-wise. I expect to see some landmarks and at least the scale of the city. But generally, what I'm most excited about and where the hype isn't really like maxed out for me, like I am hyped, but I have my hype in check. I know that this is a game about stealing cars, shooting people, and committing crimes. That's all that I expect. And to be honest, the most that I'm excited about is to see the update to the AI. I want to see cities where, even if like visually this game is like maybe 10-20% better than like GTA 5, which I can deal with, because 5 already looks great. If this game just looks better, or at least like at the same tier as Red Dead Redemption 2, which it's probably going to, I expect to just see a dense world, tons of cars on the screen, especially if you're in downtown Miami. I expect to see lots of cars, lots of NPCs, and I expect the AI to actually react to me. One of the coolest parts about GTA, like I said at the beginning of this video, is whenever you engage with law enforcement, right? When you do something bad in GTA, the game reacts. And initially, with the 1 or 2 stars, a few cops show up. Then as you escalate those star ratings, you know, you've got the FBI, or sorry, the FIB, the Army. I hope to see 6 stars in this game. I really hope that when Rockstar goes in, they bring the full force of its game onto you the more you rage through the city. Because again, one of the coolest parts to me and one of the areas where I put the most hours into is getting those high wanted ratings and seeing how long I can survive in the game's world with all of its fucking pitfalls thrown against me. That's all I really want out of GTA 6. And honestly, if the AI isn't upgraded, at least compared to 5, or even Red Dead 2, that's going to be my biggest source of disappointment, period. Now, of course, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was a couple weeks ago, there was a bit of a mention of like the publisher for GTA 6, Strauss Zelnick, one of the heads at Take-Two, was talking about the value of games in dollar per hour measurements. Now, obviously, since then, it's been a bit corrected. They want to clarify that they're not thinking of pricing the game at a dollar per hour value. Now, this all came from a transcribed call, which really discussed the per hour value of entertainment. And with games, it's actually interesting, right? Like, if I think about buying a $60 game, like, for instance, Cyberpunk 2077, and I spend like 50 or 60 hours into it, like I just recently did, then I'm actually paying significantly less per hour of my entertainment than I obviously would be if I go to a night out of the movies, right? Where you pay for the movie, and at minimum, you're still paying for like, what, a $15, $16 ticket to watch a 2-hour-long movie on average versus like, you know, staying at home, buying a game for $60, but obviously spending like maybe 60, 100 hours, especially if you buy like a long form RPG. I would probably wager to say that I've had thousands of hours in GTA 5 already, and I've only ever really spent $60 on it. Actually, I spent $120 if you're talking about like purchasing re-releases of the game, but I've never bought a shark card in my life. So I have literally just been rolling on this game off that one game purchase without ever spending anything more on top of it. And so when I think about that, obviously, yeah, this game, would I be willing to pay more for it? Absolutely. But the gaming industry isn't there yet, and I hope to God it never really gets to that point where just because you can spend $1,000 on a game, publishers and developers feel that they can charge you like $300 for it, okay? I'm sure there's going to be some nut jobs that pay that price, but 60 is a pretty sweet spot. Or I guess now it's $70 for each game, is I think a sweet spot, especially depending on if the game is at the same quality as like something like GTA 6 or whatnot. In the same breath, I also think that games that don't have the same level of quality or gameplay as GTA 5 can do with the $20 shaving, but that's a whole different video right there. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, GTA 6, it ended up getting leaked again. And the hype has already started beyond anything. I know there's going to be some people who are questioning GTA after Rockstar recently, but I will say, obviously GTA 6 is going to be focused with the online mode. That's just not a shock. Remember, GTA 5 is a great game, but GTA Online is the real moneymaker year over year for Rockstar. That doesn't mean that Rockstar isn't going to make a good single-player game. I think this company, even with all of their faults, has established that they have so much goodwill and they've created so many good products that people can be excited for a single-player game release. Look, Red Dead 2 is still one of the best games of the generation. For a reason, GTA 5 is still played single-player over and over again year after year because it's that good. GTA 6, no shot is Rockstar not going to make a great single player experience and call it a day. But beyond just creating a good single player experience, obviously, if you have something that hooks people in there, and a month later you release an online mode and people get hooked to that, that's how Rockstar is going, okay? So obviously the hype is building, and I don't think it's unchecked hype. I get it. It's Grand Theft Auto. It only comes apparently once every 2 gaming generations. But that said, ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot to say. Tuesday's around the corner, so hopefully the trailer meets the expected hype of its arrival. Weird to say that we're hyping up a fucking game trailer, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and yeah. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.